Do you want to change something about yourself? Do you want to change careers, but you feel it's too late? Watch us talk to Guneet Anand today and learn how you can change anytime in anything in your life.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Talk to Us Today. And today will be very, very interesting, I can assure you. And I'm Namita. And
I'm Simrit. Today on Talk to Us Today, we have our segment She Roars. This segment of Talk to Us Today is so dear to us because She Roars is this particular segment where we talk to women and who are great inspirations to people around them. These are women who have roared ahead either in their fields or lives and inspire us with their patience, success, and strength. They're persevering to do whatever they want to make their lives and the people around their lives better. And these women know how to change themselves with time to achieve what they want.
that's exactly what Guneet has done. And Guneet Anand is an image consultant who took a break of 26 years to get married, make a beautiful home, raise a family, and then went out and became an image consultant. She runs her consultancy company under the name Visible and Within Image Consultancy. She conducts workshops for school children, teaching social skills, body language, presentation skills, grooming them for college and beyond. She has helped so many young adults get into their dream colleges and dream jobs. She has changed the lives of so many through her personal training and soft skill teachings. And she also does one-on-one personal image consultancy for clients, which help people not only make the best first impression, but help them gain confidence. In her words, help them become the best version of themselves, inside and out. Welcome, Guneet. Welcome to Talk to Us Today.
Hi, Simrit. Hi, Namita. Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to be on Talk to Us today. It's wonderful being here and being able to have a small conversation with you about what I do. Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining us. So it's interesting, right? This image consultancy. My understanding is unfortunately very limited, especially considering I'm in the hospitality business. Still, I know very little. Like, I would imagine it's more like how you present yourself in public in a form of finishing school. So it's really limited. Please enlighten us properly and all our viewers. What is image consultancy really?
Okay. Your basic understanding of image, what an image is absolutely right. And being in the hospitality industry, you definitely know it. But yes, I'll dive a little further into it. First of all, what is an image? What do you understand of an image? Of course, it is a visual representation of things and people and individuals, what we see them with our eyes and what we understand or what we perceive of them to be as individuals. That's an image. So an image, I think you all would agree, can be very good, it can be average, and it can be a little below average also, depending on the circumstances, the person's mood, what the person is wearing, and what sort of background that person belongs to. Yes, so an image is a visual representation of an individual. There's so much of fierce competition nowadays. You all would know and understand, especially in schools, in colleges, and when job seekers, they want to crack an interview. So your image becomes very important. It is very, very important to have an appropriate, authentic, and attractive image. So everyone wants to look attractive, don't you think? We all want to look good. We all want to put our best forward and all of that. So image consultancy is all about projecting the right image according to your goals in life, according to your needs, and according to what you want to do in life.
So making the correct impression.
Yes. And impressions really matter. And as we say, the first impression is the last impression. But it takes a very small time to make an impression. It just takes 3 seconds and your impression is made. So you can make a good impression or you can actually break an impression. So it's entirely up to you. So that is an image to start with.
That's a lot of pressure for the first 3 seconds.
I
Yes, yes.
know.
I normally
I
wait for people to talk to me for the impression to be made. I don't
But going further, if you talk about appearances and if you talk about how you dress, the way you carry yourself, your body language, your poise, your stance, all of that is the outer appearance of a person. But when you actually get to associate with a person, talk to the people, that's the time you actually realize what sort of a person that individual is. So there are a lot of facts, as my of company name says, visible and within. It is important to be actually authentic. It has to be a total blend of what you are in within and what you look outside. So it's a holistic 360-degree approach to your life.
So you
Yes.
don't take away the
Wow.
character of the person. You take that into be like into your mind when you do an image consultancy as well, right?
Uh, Actually, Simrit, image consultancy is under the umbrella of image consultancy. There are so many branches. To start with, I would like to say, okay, we can talk about a one-on-one client. If I'm associating with a one-on-one client, I have to know that person personally also. I have to get into the psychology of the person, what the likes, the dislikes, the atmosphere, all of that. And then we sit down and we talk about so many things. There are so many apprehensions. There are uh, so many things that the person has to unlearn, because as an adult, one-on-one clients are mostly adults, so they have such a fixed point of view of certain things of image consultancy, that it becomes very important to first probably clear that myth or bust that myth. Okay, this is not the way things are done. And moving over to workshops or moving over to webinars, seminars, and where you are addressing an audience of more than 20 or 30 people, then it's not very interactive. It is interactive, of course, but it is more of I'm speaking, or I'm just imparting the knowledge to them, or I'm just giving them tips or giving them a certain idea of how things work. So yes, one-to-one clients are more deeper, they are more personal, but workshops and seminars, and when I go to schools and colleges, that is a different flavor to it
So
altogether.
it's not just personal grooming. This is like how
No, 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 no,
it's not
no,
just
not at all.
Yeah, even
We
I was under the same impression. It's all about, looks,
it's
physical
just
looks,
no,
personal
no, no,
grooming.
this
Yeah.
yeah, dressing style.
absolutely,
But
absolutely
yeah,
not.
to be honest, Guneet, this whole image consulting is always like looks for me. And I always felt one has to be confident, that is what is the
Exactly,
first thing that should be there
absolutely.
in a person. And other things are like secondary, right?
Like,
But at times I did notice, we try to judge people by their gestures, by their movement they're doing, even in a public place. Oh, look at her, how she's
mm,
eating. Oh God, this is,
mm,
I don't know, but she's very confident in herself. She's very, I mean, she doesn't care what other person is thinking about her, but she's like enjoying, right? But still, we try to judge people. Oh, she doesn't know how to be in a public place. I have
mm,
seen people really commenting on a lot of
yes.
other friends or family or females who is there in the public place, a
Or
partner get
men.
to
I mean, or men.
men, of course,
Yeah.
yes, men.
Of
So
Yeah.
yeah,
yes,
there's no gender
So there's
bias.
no
Yeah,
gender bias in this, but we do judge. And when people say,
yeah.
"Oh, we should not be judgmental," that's really like, I mean, you got to be
I
superhuman to not
know.
judge. Because in your head, you cannot act, you don't have to act on that judgment, and you'll be corrected
Yes,
many times if you keep an open mind. But we do judge
yes,
right away, right? So,
Yeah, and
absolutely.
also we grew up with this, whether my mothers are telling, "Oh, you shouldn't be,
oh, what
standing
women
like
should
this."
do, what women are
Yeah,
supposed to behave like.
exactly. This is
Ladies,
not
the yeah, ladies.
ladies, exactly. You
Ladies.
should carry yourself nicely. Or what kind of clothes you're wearing. You know,
Mhm.
it. I have seen that,
So
while
it's not just
growing.
about now going back to the question. This is not just about personal grooming. It's about confidence, like you were
Exactly.
saying.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. Actually, I would add to this that whenever we have to realize that all of us, we always have two types of images. One is a private image or a personal image, what we are at home, and the second is your public image. So we all agree, and we always emphasize on this. Once you're in the public eye, your social skills, your interpersonal skills should be on point. your etiquette. I am an etiquette coach for a lot of people, a lot of schools. Etiquette is really important. And etiquette goes beyond general etiquette. You have so many types of etiquette. You have dining etiquette, you have net etiquette, you have washroom etiquette, you have travel etiquette. So many etiquettes you have to learn about. So if I talk about etiquette, what is etiquette? Etiquette is basic manners. But as they say, common sense is not common. So here we try to remind people of the basic things that they are missing out on. And confidence, of course, if you're dressed well, you will feel like $1,000,000. You will look like $1,000,000. But what after you meet someone? What about the way you speak, your vocabulary, your pronunciation, your communication skills, your body language, your eye contact, your gestures, how you conduct yourself socially or when you're in a public domain? So it is a lot of things packed into image consultancy.
Wow.
Wow,
So
that's
can you
really
teach
interesting.
confidence to people? I mean, one on one? That's a big
You know,
question.
confidence nowadays, people are really smart. Whenever I go to
True.
school, it's such an eye opener. We as children, we were shy. We weren't all that smart and we weren't all that upfront, and we would sometimes hesitate asking questions. But my experiences of going to schools and colleges and interacting with young adults has been so refreshing,
Yeah.
and confidence is there. It is there. But sometimes there's a very thin line between confidence and overconfidence.
Yeah.
So when you have to lead a life of moderation. So you know when to be confident and when to keep
And when
quiet.
not to be obnoxious. And when not to be.
But adding to this, since I'm a parent and you also have young children, it's become very important to introduce children and to these things, to these life skills at a very young age. Because when you catch them young, they know that this has to be done in a particular way. You have to eat in a particular way. You have to sit in a particular way. You have to greet. Greeting is a very important aspect nowadays. The children
Correct.
are just making high fives, they're just making fist bumps, and that's the way they're greeting each other.
So
So
this
we have
is
to tell,
interesting because I mean, you haven't, I think, met my son, and
Mhm.
Namita knows that which way I'm going with this. Now, when we were, our traditional greeting is Sat Sri Akal, and we've taught
Yeah,
our son how to do that, and he knows how to, with elders, how to meet according to our traditions, and he meets
yeah,
even all the school friends with the proper
mhm,
Oh,
greeting. But
he's
now
such a
yeah,
a
gentle.
lot of people, and Namita admires it, and a lot of people, but you have to start really young. Now a lot
mhm,
of the parents are saying, what is this that you're teaching him? This is not the way. Chal high fi kar de. And I'm like, why are you trying to, I mean, he won't undo what he's learned. But people
yeah,
don't
absolutely.
admire this. They in fact find it weird, or maybe
Mhm.
outdated, or they say our child, it's interesting. So you're saying even a form of greeting, the way you walk into a room, the way you know how to differentiate between different people and how to say. But
Absolutely.
can't parents do this? Do they need image consultants?
Actually, Sibrit, whenever children are taught something from an outside source, the impact and the importance is heightened. So they always say, there's a Hindi kahavat na, ghar ki murgi dal barabar. So no matter what you try to teach your children, some particular nuances. Of course, the parents are the light which is shown to the child. They are the mentors. They are the guiding light. There is no denying in it. But yes, a certain soft skills, if they are taught by a professional in a school or in a college, it would be greatly appreciated. And children do catch on, and many children don't know these things because all children come from different backgrounds, from different types of household. They have a different upbringing. Their parents are different. Their grandparents are different. So it becomes very important for schools and colleges to impart them with this knowledge.
You mean to say high school kids, right? Or you want to
Uh,
say,
the youngest
uh,
class I coached is class six. So we can start at class six.
So
Yes, because by that,
middle and high.
yeah, these are the formative years, but yet again, they are mature enough to understand what's right and what's wrong. So I think class 6 onwards, and then it's endless.
Like
Anyone can,
basically the moment you hit
yes,
the teenage.
yes, absolutely. The teen ache.
I also think that Namita, like professionally, she could say like grade six, but we've started young, right? Don't sit like this. Okay, you even as girls, we're like, okay,
Mm.
just remember you're wearing a dress. Be like, we're not trying to do gender bias, but we are teaching them how to wear those, right? Just like you tell a
Of
boy
course,
not to like tug at his, whatever. So
mm,
you'll teach the girls how to sit properly. So these are small forms
gracefully.
that you teach early on. So it's not like image consultancies or grooming isn't happening as they're
No,
younger. They learn everything before the age of
Yeah.
5 or something, 20, 80% of whatever they're going to learn in life.
And they learn what their parents are doing as well
Yeah.
from
yes,
from their
observe.
parents.
They
Serving,
observe.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they're very good learner that way. They notice every small thing a parent is doing and try to follow that through. So
Yeah.
yes, that really matters. So Ganesh, I think you have not learned this in college, right? So how,
Uh,
as per my understanding, you got married early and you were a young mother. So how did this feel get into you? How did you
okay, I'll
choose
have to
this?
go back 30 years, or for that matter, even 40 years. Actually,
Uh,
my dad was in the army, and I grew up observing all the fine things of fine living, fine dining, and I traveled a lot across India, met lots of people from different nationalities. And in those days, the army culture, and still it was always looked upon for social graces and all these things which make you a better put together person in the social and professional scenario. So, yes, I grew up. I got married very early. I was a mother at 21. And I did my fashion designing from Delhi, from South Delhi Polytechnic, but I could not do anything in that field, believe me. I just did not do anything in that. But yes, design is such a thing that it stays with you and it's like an art and you can apply it anywhere. So I applied the knowledge of whatever I studied in college to my house and to whatever I was doing. I found doing everything in a very nice manner, in a beautiful manner. And that's the way I took my life ahead, bringing up my children, send them to boarding school because we don't have very good schools here in Yamunanagar. So life was good and I was very well occupied. But then when my daughter went to college, then I was free, absolutely free. How much can you look after the house and how much can you decorate and how much can you cook and all of that? So after a certain time, households run on auto mode.
Yes.
So I had this time, and my daughter had, when she was in college. So I was looking around, and what should I do? What should I do? So initially, people, friends, family, relatives, they used to come to me for certain tips and little bit of advice. Okay, how do I do this? How do I wear this? Or all those simple things, tips and tricks. So I was always interested in this part of the aspect of design or what do I say, of image. So when I was looking at a lot of options, there was not a single school or not a single institution in India, pan India, not I'm not talking about Delhi, even in the south, who had a finishing school or any institute which would offer such a certification for a course. So then came
Wow.
the Image Consulting Business Institute. This is now I think 13 years old. So I enrolled in the course and I went ahead and did the course. It
Where is,
was challenging.
sorry to interrupt. Where is this college now? Where is this?
This is I did my course from the South
Oh,
Extension
oh,
Center. Yeah, the Image Consulting Business Institute of India. It
okay.
is based in Mumbai, and had a wonderful experience. I used to travel from Yamunanagar all the way on the weekend, have a Saturday class, attend it, meet my daughter, and since she was in Delhi doing her college, and come back. So it was very refreshing, rejuvenating, and of course, I made a lot of friends. And the friends were much younger to me because I was, of course, middle aged. But yes, a lot of associations were made, and I did a lot of learning and understanding and application. And once I completed my course, I did start a few things, but then COVID came and we were all stuck for 2 years. So, what to do? I did a few things before COVID, but once this bad phase of the whole world was over, And then I said, okay, now I'm still free. I do have all the time now. My daughter's married and my son's into business. So then again, I took it up again and I'm rather enjoying it, going to various places, doing workshops, and one to one clients have always been there with me.
And
So,
So,
you're
yes,
Guneet, I mean, I grew up learning all these etiquettes by myself. I don't know, by observing. It just
by
happened.
default.
It just came.
Yeah,
It just came to me, to be honest.
right.
And you know, and I don't know, but and also most of the parents or most of the females or I would say everybody, they think, it just happens naturally. You learn over a period of time. So why should we go
Mhm.
for these these image grooming sessions, or why should we enroll our kids into that?
like, how do
And
you
also,
really help people? Yeah, like,
yeah, and there's so
Okay.
much available on the social media as well these days. So how can you help, as
Yeah.
a
How do we
consultant,
matter? How do we
one
matter?
on one? Yeah, how it is, how
One
it
on.
can be
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
effective for them.
Yes, yes. I'll actually, it's very heartening. It's very heartwarming to come across people who've benefited from your sessions. For instance, there was this boy who had to seek admission in a college. So it was he could not crack the interview for the first time. So then, from some source, he came to know that I help children who seek admissions in college for interviews. So I spent some time with him. I had a few sessions with him, and I took a whole account of where his weaknesses were, what was lacking in him. And after the sessions, he cracked the interview and he got into this prestigious college. So that's a win-win situation for any profession, for any consultant, when their clients or the children they are coaching or mentoring, they get through good schools, they get through good colleges, and even for that matter, job seekers. We all know that cracking an interview is very, very difficult. And with so many people in this world, the seats are very limited and there's so much of competition, such a fierce competition
and also that
that
you only
sometimes,
have those 10 seconds, right? Like to make that
yes, yes.
impression on the other person.
Yeah, it's a very limited number of seats. You have to stand out. You have to have that
Yeah.
edge over the others. You have to have it. Why would they choose you? Why you? You have to have something different from the crowd. You have to be different from the ordinary. So, yes, these things are very important. And there's a very popular saying, you get hired for your hard skills as in your qualifications, you're an engineer or an architect, whatever. And sometimes you get fired for your lack of soft skills. If you want to get a
Wow.
promotion, to go up the ladder. So you have to have your soft skills at place. If you remember when we were in school, we had these prefects, monitors, head girls, head boys, captains. Yeah, don't you remember that? What
Yes,
was
yes.
that? Yes, image consultancy wasn't there way back. But as Namita said, she learned all this growing up. It was inherent, or it just came to her naturally. Maybe her atmosphere was conducive, and she grew up in such a place where she knew that this is important. So
Something, yeah, something's coming up in my mind, and I'm sorry I'm so even when
yeah,
you talk about promotions, right? I've had this
yes,
because I've been working, I mean, of course, I can't take credit
hmm,
for where I am because it's hard work, and then it's a family business, so yeah, nepotism in its full form. But anyways, but
yes,
I see a lot of men or women who are working so hard and they're good at what they do, but then they lack that leadership quality. So their hard skills
absolutely,
are all in place. Now,
all
to
in
get
place.
to that
Yes.
leadership quality, one is inherent, but that inherent
Mhm.
can be groomed on. Correct?
Yes, it can. You know what? Everything can be worked upon. There is nothing which cannot be worked upon. Don't come into this world with
Any
knowing
skills.
everything. You have to learn everything. So we don't work upon only the appearance, as I mentioned before. We go deep into the character of the person also. So I feel that every person is unique. Every person is beautiful. Every person is confident. That a person might not be confident in a public place, but they might be the most entertaining or the most vivacious persons at home, isn't it? So we have to get that vivaciousness, that energy, that leadership out of those students or individuals.
Yeah.
So yes,
Wow.
self-esteem and confidence go a long way in shaping your careers, and that's the way you get to know your soft skills and you're ready to apply them and accept them also.
Yeah.
Guneet, while you're saying self-esteem and confidence, and I was thinking you should be taking
Mhm.
some classes with the parents, of these young buddy kids,
Yeah, to teach,
you
train
know,
the trainer, train the
train the
trainer,
In
the
the
parents.
trade, yes,
parents.
yes, we do. I
Exactly.
do such programs also. I do such
Oh,
programs also. Yes,
okay.
image consulting is not limited to a particular age group. Anyone above 10 and going to the age of 60 or 70 also can have an image consultant guide them or mentor them or help them be the best version of themselves.
So
Wonderful.
here, this has like been wonderful talking about this, but the purpose here at Talk to Us today, is to inspire and help other women. And like your
Yes.
amazing story of how you shifted gears. So, even though
Okay.
I think one of the most important jobs of our society is running the household. I don't care what
Absolutely.
anybody else says.
Yes.
Being a housewife is way underrated because without that, the society will fall apart. Being a
Absolutely. I
being a
totally agree with you.
mother, being the household, being the housewife, these are jobs that are getting put down a lot now. Oh, she's just a housewife. I disagree with that narrative completely. But what
Absolutely.
happens is that we women are so dedicated to being housewife that we lose ourselves sometimes in that. And for that, we need to regain our self esteem and confidence
Self-esteem.
by getting out of the house and proving to others, even in the house, who take us for granted, that we can do much more. So, what advice do you have for these
Mhm.
women, young and not so young, who want to do
Yeah.
something other than take care of the household?
Other than, okay. I can only narrate my, but yes, for people who actually, for young women or middle aged women who are a little, who want to do something apart from their housework or want to have a name for themselves or want to be creative, my only suggestion is that do something which resonates with your personality.
Be
Don't just
passionate.
go after just don't go after something which is a fashion or a fad, or okay, someone's doing this, so let
Trendy.
me also do this.
Yeah.
Don't try to
That's
copy. So
Yeah.
anything which sparks joy, that should be taken up for, I think, women, men, anyone.
That's
that's a wonderful advice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Guneet, there's one thing that is coming to my mind because I have faced it
Yeah.
myself. Me
Mhm.
being a whole tech professional and not really had any idea of how to entertain people at home, organize a formal
Mhm.
dinner. And
Yeah.
so, it was a challenge for me initially to learn all that.
Mhm.
Honestly, and my in-laws family is like my father-in-law is from an army background, and I
Okay.
did learn a lot from my mother-in-law. So do
Mhm.
you run such classes as well,
Yes.
where
Yes. Yes. Yes.
hardcore tech female, they
Yeah.
want to learn how to really entertain people,
Yes,
organize a formal dinner?
absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for
Exactly.
reminding me. I have this section called the hosts and the guests. We
Okay.
have
Oh,
this section called the hosts and the guests. How to give parties, how to be the perfect host, the perfect hostess. What are the rules? What are the do's and what are the don'ts? We all love to give parties. We all love to go to parties. And but many a times you're not hiring caterers, you're not hiring decorators for all this. We might like to have a small get together for a few people, for 4 couples or 5 couples. So yes, we have this segment where I teach people, I help them, I coach them, I give them a lot of insight into what goes into having a successful party. So
nice.
it's a
So
pleasure.
wonderful. Basically, you can achieve anything if you want, and that
Yes,
is
of
so
course.
inspiring.
Yes, yes. But you have to enjoy what you're doing.
That's right.
Exactly. So,
Yes.
Mm.
we have a fun lightning round on our show, Vineet. So,
Okay.
say
Mhm.
the first thing that pops up into your mind. Okay, once you hear a question.
Okay. Right.
Okay, so if you could change one thing about yourself, what would that
Mhm.
be?
I would like to change my obsessiveness about cleanliness a little.
OCD.
Being perfectionist.
Yes, yes. But I have changed a little bit, so I take things a little easily now. Yes.
Okay.
So, what is the meanest thing you have said to anyone ever?
Actually, I can't recollect anything.
I think it could be a challenge for you
He's
being in
too
this profession and being
polite.
presenting
Yeah,
yourself
I'll tell you. I'll
exactly.
tell you. I'll tell you. There was this one-on-one client, and when as I say that whenever we do a session, we always say these are not rules; these are guidelines. Okay, it's up to you. You follow them or you don't follow them. Just guidelines, no rules. So this client of mine, she met me at a party once, and she wasn't. I had done her workshop and everything. The sessions were done, so she wasn't dressed very well. So I just walked up to her. I said, I just don't like the way your hair is done up. So after I said that, I thought I was sounding mean, but she took it positively. So, yes.
Okay, coming to this, so what the worst criticism you have been given?
Yeah.
What
Worst
criticism?
criticism. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yes, I've been told that sometimes you're in a hurry to finish your task and do it to perfection, that you sometimes leave the other things aside. So when I'm at a particular job, when I'm doing something, I just want to finish it. I don't leave it in the middle. But because of that, a few things are neglected. So yes, I've been told to
That's the worst
not neglect
criticism.
the
Oh
other
my
things.
God. You should
Oh.
come to our
Yes.
lives. We have had much worse criticism. Okay. If you had a time machine, where and why would you go?
I would travel, travel, and travel. I would love. If a time machine, I would go into the 1960s when our parents were growing up. I love that period of those high buns and those highlighted eyeliners and those songs, the black and white era. I would love to go during that time. Yes.
If women
Mhm.
were in charge of the world, what would be different?
Sincerity. We women are more
Are they
sincere in what we do.
okay, we are sincere. Okay, that's what you
Yeah,
want
we
to
are
say.
sincere.
That's
The
true.
Okay.
sincerity level would definitely go up.
Hypocrisy would go down.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us, Guneet. It's been such a
Yeah.
pleasure speaking with you. It's so enlightening to know,
Likewise.
and just to
Yeah.
understand what this is, we need more information on this for sure to understand how hardworking people can go to higher levels just by, you know, getting consulted with people like you. So it's really important as well, especially for the people who are doing well. This is not for the insincere people trying to find a shortcut. It's for the hardworking people trying to go ahead, and
Yes.
just for the world to be a little more respectable and well than
Yes.
what we're doing.
Well turned out.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would like to add one more thing. I believe in the M&M concept. M&M, not the chocolates, M&M chocolates.
I believe in those.
Yes, I believe in those too. I have a sweet tooth. But yes, I believe in moderation and modesty.
Wow.
That's the mantra
That's
for
great.
me.
Yeah, that's great, Guneet. Great to know how you're helping build people, personalities, enhance their image, particularly to make a good first impression. And image
Mhm.
consulting provides guidance, coaching, mentoring,
Yes,
or train people in augmenting the public and the personal images of the person to
of
make them
course.
like happier and meaningful and successful lives, right? So that's amazing to know. And anybody who wants to know about Guneet can go to our description box, and we have put in all the information about her in there.
So
And
please do let us know what you thought of She Roars segment today by sending us an email at hello@talktoustoday.com, or use the comment section below and let your friends know where to find us.
yes, and please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to stay notified of our new videos every Friday at 6 p.m. Thanks for joining us on Talk to Us today. And remember to talk about Talk to Us today. Keep smiling,
Keep laughing, keep talking, and follow us
talking.
on Spotify as well under the podcast.
Right. Yes.
Thank you so much, Guneet. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me over. It was a
Thank you,
pleasure.
Guneet.
Bye,
Thank
Okay,
you
bye
so
bye.
everyone.
much.
Bye bye.